of 5 races for Kellogg's Nutri Ironman is off and running. The first of these 5 races start with a swim, ski, aboard as we watch the guys get into the water, and these tidal conditions are changing a little bit, guys. The weather surrounding Noosa Heads.
Yeah, it's a hot day. There's storms out to sea. It's quite dark. We've got a low tide coming up. There's going to be a bit of running. And Phil, today's all about fitness. Who do you like? Who do you think's going to be up there?
I'm going to go with Ali Day. I think he's had a throughout the season, and I think with these 5-minute breaks between the races, it's going to be 5 ways with a 5-minute break. It's going to come down to fitness. Former Coolangatta gold champion, I think he's going to be the guy to beat today.
I think from Shannon Eckstein's point of view, if he makes that race 4, which is only 8 athletes left, Shannon Eckstein knows he's won the series. So I think for him, Trevor, today's going to be about getting to round 4, that race 4, securing the series, and then going from there to try to win the day.
Oh, I think you're right, Leach. You know, we know how much Shannon loves to win races, and he doesn't like being everyone else being talked about. He wants to just quietly get out there and do his job and be the headline at the end of the day, and he's so damn good at it. I really think Ali Day's... I think he's going to do very well. It's not the ideal format for him because he's not the perfect sort of 12-minute sprinter, but at the end of 5 rounds, seeing what Ali Bull did in the women's race today, I reckon we could have the 2 Alis. But I tell you, in the warm-up things, I saw Shannon Eckstein doing a bit of a kick drill in the swim leg of his warm-up because he was actually preparing himself for the transitions to warm his legs up. I also saw Kendrick Louis looking sensational. He looked really strong. And Matt Poole doing a lot of explosive work, and we saw how fast he started. He's now sitting in first. He's going to be very hard to beat as well, particularly with those long legs and these long waves.
Trevor, we see the boys going around the cans, and I'm wondering if this is the calm before the storm. It's almost like you're out the back in the Noosa River. It has gone exceptionally calm out there.
I'm actually doing the same thing just before we started, and the funny thing about Noosa, it's like a real focal point. You feel like you're in a little hourglass, you know, sitting right here, or you know, everything's looking right at you, and it's everything that happens is really intensified in the corner of Noosa. Get a storm a bit later. Now it's super calm. If it does come, like last year when it comes in a brutal sort of way. So who knows, it could look completely different in another half an hour, 40.
Great to have Trevor Hendy on the Red Bull jet ski on the beach, thanks to Shea. At the moment, Hayden Quinn.
Howie, it's unreal down here. The crowd is going nuts. There's Matty Poole's fans. Here's some Port Maipuli fans. Here they all go. There's the Professors fans. Loving it, looking back towards the beach. It's all excitement. It's that eliminator format. The fans, we're going to see some great racing.
Well, Matty Poole is leading at the moment. Very unhappy after Coolum last week. On a countback, went from 3rd place and missed out on the Dias.
Was he unhappy with you, or he was just unhappy?
I think he was probably unhappy with me being the organiser, but the countback was the countback, and it was the way it was. But what he's doing here, Ali Day on the left of the screen, Matt Poole on the right, the training partners. Plato and I spoke about, are they going to triple team Shannon Eckstein? So for people at home, 3 guys train together. Kendrick Louis, Ali Day and Matt Poole. They're all mates, and they want to do Shannon in today. Will they triple team him?
I think they will, you know. I think it's the smarts. You're not going to see a great deal of it in the swim legs, but once they get on the craft, you know, you box them in, you get in the right spot, and most of the racing, I think this is allowed in the sport. It's fantastic last and Kane work together, so I think it might happen today.
The only thing that might go against that is the desire of Ali Day to finally win a race. He's leading this around now. That's a great theory. Work for Mooloolaba and to work for Kendrick, but Ali might want to actually crack it for a race and lift that weight.
Spot on, Nick, and these are great conditions for Ali Day. You'd back him as one of the 3 or 4 men in the field. This flat water racing perfectly suits that guy, Leach. So he's been so close so many times. Time and time again this season, we've sat in the box and thought, well, it's Ali's day.
Well, his coach, Michael King, was hell-bent on making sure that the rest periods between the 5 races were 5 minutes. He doesn't want any more than that. He believes that Shannon Eckstein's weakness is the fact of less rest. So he has gone up to me as the promoter, television people, and said, are you going to make sure that it's a 5-minute break between each race? Because he thinks that man on the screen, Ali Day, has the advantage on that man in the yellow, Shannon Eckstein. So I see how it plays out, but let me tell you, here is the promoter. They will have 5 minutes rest, and that'll be it.
This is the eliminator, Noosa Heads, the final round of the Kellogg's Nutri Ironman over Noosa Heads. And some of the fittest men in the country in the first race of the eliminator. 5 races today. We lose athletes each time. We started with 17. We lose 3 in the first race. So The red zone is the bottom three. Ali Day is leading at the moment. Shannon X, a 7th title. All he needs to do is finish 9th or better, and it'll be a 7th title for Shannon. And the only other man that could today is Kendrick Louis. As we have a look at the Telstra tracker, thanks to VX Sports, Corey Jones.
He's cruising.
Well,
is he
never gets above 130 because that's the type of cat he is, Nicole.
Well, he's barely awake there, but I have been told by VX Sports that he has hit about 170. So maybe as an athlete, Corey Jones has a lower resting heart rate and a lower max.
Now, let me say this. He is resting at the moment. His maximum heart rate would be around 180 beats a minute. At 122, he's having a good day in the
Barrett on the end of the line. That's about the only time he really moves into top gear. As the boys follow out behind Trev, with that storm coming, it looks like the wind is really...
When they came around the last can there, Shannon next time went around the inside the whole time, which I think he's going to do everything he can today to get the inside of every single... chasing a run. Shannon, the one going to seal the series. Ali, the one going to win his first race. They're two definitely had to do it. The other one was Kendrick Louis, was back in about 10th spot. Would really look like he was blowing and puffing hard. All of a sudden, just put on a little burst and went.
So they hit the beach for the first time on the ski. And the board leg is to come, and the transition area is also important, Guy Leach.
Yeah, running, it's funny, you see the water legs and sitting at home, you think it's a real water sports, but when you've got low tide, you've got that running through that short little bank there, and then up the beach, then you hit the side, go up the stage and back into the water again, it becomes a race with legs involved as well. And because your legs are the biggest muscles in your body, and Nick will tell you this with swimming, you start using your legs, you get tired pretty quick.
Very much
the
so.
athletes that do a lot of running and keep their legs fit will have an advantage today.
A big thing about this also is that the winner of this race gets to choose the first leg of the next race. So we can see guys that are attacking to try and get up the front so that they get that opportunity to call the first race with your first option on the craft or in the swim.
So the red zone is the final three competitors, and coming through the transition area, that was the accountant Tommy Atkinson, the Seagull Corey Jones, and Corey Hill, who came into the season pretty cooked, missed the first couple of rounds. So these boys at this stage are in the red zone. Tommy Atkinson in the top 10 at this stage overall for the series, so you'd expect he's still got a little bit up his sleeve.
He's equal 9th at the moment, and I spoke to him yesterday. He's a bit panicky about making sure he has a good race today. So
explain.
Consequently, well, he's the top 10 place getters from the series this year automatically go into the series next year, so they don't have to go and trial during the winter to find out whether they can make the series. So it's a massive advantage to get in the top 10 overall after 6 races. Mitch Miller, I think, at the minute.
So making it through those races are all important for those boys to finish in the top 10. Look at this. We have a storm coming into our area.
You could call it a storm. It's looking pretty nasty. It's a little bit away at the moment. There's some tremendous rainfall up here during the week. People are losing power, so hopefully it doesn't cause too much damage.
Guy, if there is electrical activity, I don't want to jinx us in any way, shape or form, but being a water athlete myself as well, I understand water and lightning. What happens from a race point of view?
Well, look, if we deem that there's lightning occurs and it's close to the area where the athletes are, we will sound the shark alarm. The athletes will come in and we'll stop the race. If it's close enough, or we'll run the race out and then stop, and we'll wait until it goes. Now, if that happens and we lose time here and we can't televise all 5 races, it might mean we do 3 or 4 races. We'll lose some of the races, but we'll still get a result today. So if we get through one race here and we post to placings, that's enough to deem an event going ahead.
They're Ironmen, Leachy. They're not worried about a little bit of rain. They're called Ironmen.
It's the lightning's a problem, Howie.
Ironmen.
I'm going to send you out there with an umbrella.
No, I'm pretty safe in here. But, Phil, Tommy Atkinson has dropped back off the pace, and he looks like he's in major trouble.
He certainly is. That gap's way too big.
That's a surprise.
Unfortunately, today we don't have any runners that are going to benefit you to get back up there. It's just a hard-out slog. Now, when you're that far back with one leg to go, it's just going to be too tough for him and Corey Hill to make their way back. One thing we are going to see, though, this tail end of this group here, we're going to see a very big sprint finish. Now, on that bank, it goes very shallow, then it drops really deep. So Jake Nicholson there, he's going to be bringing it up at the back, but if they all get onto a wave together, we might see a great finish.
It's not really that surprising for Tommy Atkinson. You have loaded him up with that much work, mentioning his accounting business every time we broadcast. He's just overrun. He doesn't have any time to train now.
You're on a cut, however.
Pure Wealth, when he started the series, he had 6 clients. He's now got 615. He's had to take on staff he can't train.
Josh Minogue.
He's doing very well. This is Josh Minogue, who is a man who's done well at the Coolangatta Gold before, and I've harped on this a few times. He has had a tremendous season, a 12th and 8th, a 6th and a 4th, the 13th last week, but he's in an upward trend of form. He's a 25-year-old from Wollongong, New South Wales. He enjoys life, I think it'd be fair to say, Phil.
Yeah, he certainly does. A great kid from down my neck of the woods, and I watched him grow up as a young guy, and he puts all the hard yards in, and here he's in a bit of a tussle here. You know, he's going to have a big fight. He's gone over the left there trying to hope for a wave, and you know what? I think it's going to pay off. You see him over there on the left-hand side. He's going to pull down that little wave, and Jake Nicholson on the left side, on the right-hand side, is going to miss a wave.
Oh, there's one of your training
Chris Moores.
Yeah, that's a fantastic result for him. That's his first win this year in the series.
Wonderful. He's won the New Zealand title over there, and he's come to Kurrawa Surf Club, does a great job, puts the yards in, and great to see him getting up and getting a win.
Now races on for the bottom 3. Bottom 3 will be eliminated. They won't go into race number 2. So Chris Moores will get to choose what order he wants this next race to take shape into. Let's count it out. Kendrick Lewis through, Wes Berg's through, so too Kai Hurst.
Corey Jones is where the problems start, I think. Nicole, Tommy Trembath is... And looks like Tommy Atkinson across the line as well. Those boys, Jake Nicholson, looks like he might have got himself through. Corey Hill and Tommy Atkinson look in trouble. Jake Nicholson right on the cut line. Looks like he may well have missed out as well. So it looks like it's Nicholson, Corey Hill and Tommy Atkinson eliminated in the first race. 5 to go. Noosa Head. He's had a tough season, that man. He's been pretty cool, Corey Hill, so great to see him competing. On the beach, shows Hayden Quinn.
Yeah, I'm here with Tommy Atkinson. Tom, probably not the best start for you. I guess now it's just a matter of looking at the points and see if you're going to make that top.
Oh, I don't think that'll be enough, Hayden. I needed a better result. Yeah, way better.
Mate, so what's next for you? Are you going to continue on? Are you going to train through that winter?
Oh, yeah. I've got a lot more to give. I've got all the young kids at Newport to bring through, and, mate, they're a good bunch of kids, and really excited about state and Aussies in next season.
Good stuff, mate. Well done.
Well done. He's a good man indeed. Don't worry, his clients will be happy on Monday because he'll be back at work. Chrissy Moores with his first win. Congratulations. Ali Day for a couple of early shots. Hugh Doherty, is it or is it not his last series? We'll talk about that later. Mitch Miller, the local boy. Shannon Eckstein, he's got one step closer to that 7th title. Kendrick Louis just cruising along in 8th position. Alex Tibbetts, Kai Hurst, just doing things pretty easily. Corey Jones, but it's sadly goodbye to Jake.
The swell and the sand got taken away, but a big thanks to the council up here, Russell Green, a guy I trained with back in the 80s when I used to train up here, who did everything he had to do to get the tractors in and move the sand around. And here we are now, and we're into race 2. 14 athletes there lined up. We're going to cut down to 11 after this, 3 that we'll lose, and we're coming down to see whether Shannon Eckstein can keep working his way, weaving his way through to a 7th series title. Got to finish 9th or better.
Almost set for a start, just moving our cameras. How did the poster child for the skinny men down the end there go in the 5 to 6 foot waves? Did he go all right?
How he can handle himself all right.
Nice work, Harry.
Just stayed out of the locals' way. That's what I did, Nicole. Some pretty serious boys in the water in this part of the world. Took Hayden Quinn out with me, but they're away now, heading out towards Trevor Hendy on the Red Bull jet ski. Shannon Eckstein making a move there as Phil Clayton, you're looking to the left of the course.
Ali Day's missed his board. He's ran down. He was a bit anxious to grab his board. He's missed it. Matt Poole's gone flying out to the front, but you can see on the green board there at the back, he's just missed the handle, had to run back up and grab his board.
You know what? That's been a tale, Howie, this year. He's done a couple of little things wrong at certain times, which has stifled him. He needs to go and get rid of those errors moving forward.
It's interesting, though, when you're chasing something like a series win or a race win in the case of Ali, these things sometimes happen.
Here it is.
You have to focus the whole time. Just miss the board, miss the straps, miss the pickup.
I like battle through Clado. Like he's strong enough to do that, but you know what it's like when you do that. We've all done that in Ironman racing. It does your head in.
Sometimes it actually works in the benefit. It gets you cranky. When you get cranky and angry, then you find that another level. You know, you push harder, and you'll see him right now. They just showed a shot before, and he was powering straight up on the inside of everyone else.
Do you use up energy that you didn't want to use up early in the rounds? Because this is the second race at 5. You know, if you're spending the biggies when Shannon Eckstein and Matty Poole are doing it easy up the front, is that going to hurt you later on?
I think it's going to. It's going to hurt you a little bit, but, I mean, you need to make up your spots no matter what. You've made the mistake of missing your board, so you've got to make it up.
Matty Poole, current speed on the board, 7.8 kilometres, 7.4 kilometres an hour, powered by VX Sport, a great initiative. Telstra tracker, Hugh Doherty. Is he finishing up close, or is he going on next year? That's the question around the series at the moment.
We've had a big talk about it. You know, he's hurt his shoulder. He had it reconstructed about 10 years ago. Now he's popped it out down at Portsea there, and it's still giving him a lot of havoc. So I had a chat with his parents this morning, and they said it looks like he's going to have to go back and get surgery on it again. And if that happens, well, it's going to be a pretty tough thing to come back from.
Read the Gold Coast Bulletin this week, and there was an article featuring Trevor Hendy. And I believe he was quoted saying Shannon was a better Ironman than him. Was this a misquote, Trevor, or is that how you feel?
No comment anymore. I got myself in so much trouble about that. Oh, my goodness. Now the claims that Shannon can't be the best until he grows a ponytail. But, no, I think what I was basically saying was, look, he's won a lot more races than I did. He's also been around a lot longer, and he's just an absolute professional, and every generation really should improve. You know, get a little bit faster like the swimming times and everything else do. But just want to update you on Ali Day. He's paddled into 4th spot. So, you know, the funny thing was he stormed up onto Kendrick Louis' wash on the inside. Kendrick Louis is about 5th last. And last place is Kai Hurst. Ali Day is now going through the middle of the pack, and he's about to take the lead. Wow. So that's how strong that boy is right now.
Nicole, we'll be working on the Formula 1 telecast in a couple of weeks from Albert Park. And in motor racing, the one thing you do is go to the front if you can, because you steer clear of trouble and you can't get yourself involved in other people's altercations. That's what Shannon Eckstein's doing today. Yeah, he's certainly known for his consistency with his decision-making. Every now and again, he does have little errors in his way, but I don't think he's looking to make any mistakes today. I know that he wants to win this. We saw him on the beach during the week with his family. He's such a relaxed guy. But the other one that they've been talking about potentially retiring, and he refutes this, is Kai Hurst. He hasn't had a full year of really getting after the Ironman. He wants a full year of getting on his ski and paddling, and he'll be back next year, bigger and better, I reckon. Kai
Hurst is someone that came into the sport at the age of 16 and dominated straight up, and the only other person to do that around that era is sitting right next to me, Phil Clayton. I'll give him a rap. He was another one of those young kids that came in and dominated early. Kai Hurst has been around a long time, and I think he's going to find his form next year with Olympic swimming out of the way.
Phil, we look at the red zone. Josh Minogue, Alex Tibbetts and that man Kai Hurst currently in 12th position are in the danger area. We lose 3. We started with 14. We dropped down to 11 for race 3.
We certainly do. As we look at Coates High here, there they are, Kai Hurst, Alex Tibbetts, Josh Minogue. As Josh ran round, he looked really sluggish. He looked really tired, whether that first race has really knocked him out. We now head into the swim, and Kai's diving in, so I think you can nearly count yourself to put Kai back in the mix of the group with one leg to go after this.
What do you think Kai Hurst has found this year a little hard, because he's come off the Olympic Games, hasn't had a break, had to jump into Ironman, really no rest period, he's had to go and fire up?
I think he's been waiting to work himself into the series, so I'm not sure it has happened at this stage. He said to me yesterday he wants just a season of paddling his ski.
I think it's two things, and as a mate that hangs out with him quite regularly, I'll say, one, he had his child. We all know what that's like when you have your first kid. And two, he just bought a brand new house, and he renovated himself. And I think that's played a bit of a part to his season.
This is the second of 5 races. We started this race with 14 competitors, 3 men. Shannon Eckstein chasing a record 7th crown from Noosa. This is the Kellogg. Welcome back to Noosa Heads in Queensland. Storm clouds on the way. The in the swim leg. And there's no rest in these races, only between no surf and ultimate test of fitness.
I've seen Matt Poole in the first and the second go off the line absolutely flat out in Clayton. He did that back up Bondi when he had a win there in the Eliminator race, and it could be something today as we look at the Ducati race map, and they'll be racing nearly 10 kilometres of racing at a flat-out pace, and each leg's about 4 minutes in duration with that run leg around the back of the course. So a board, a swim and a ski with runs in between, and the winner of each race chooses the first leg of the next race, and then we draw the other disciplines out of the hat. 9.2
kilometres. In conditions like this, there is really not much of a chance to utilise the conditions for a rest, is there?
There certainly is not, especially in this swim here. You can see them now starting to filter out into an Indian file. Shannon there with that nice slow technique that he trains with Dennis Cottrell down there on the Gold Coast. These guys now are getting as close as they can to those feet so they can get a free... The closer you move into it, the better it is for when you're swimming into the beach.
Well, Kai Hurst is making a move. We'll get that update on the overall race lead. We've got a ski to go. This is the swim, so we'll just figure out where Kai's moved to. I think he has made up a couple of places in his swim leg. But Corey Jones doing nicely there. You spoke to him on the line, Howie? Oh, sorry, Leach, you spoke to him on the line.
I called him Corey Hutchings, who was a 12-time New Zealand Ironman champion by mistake. It was a slip of the tongue.
That was a
Corey.
flashback.
I fired him up. First time in his life he's been fired up.
Kai's back up. He's made his way right up.
Sorry, Phil. Hayden, you're on the beach with a man that took the series here last year.
He sure did. Last year, this was your beach, Kane. This year, you've gone into retirement. You're in the triathlons, but it's the big brother. He's dominating out there today. Could it be his 7th win?
He's going pretty good. I sort of said to him, yeah, just in these runs, you can catch up so much. If you put yourself in a good position back out, it sort of just makes it a lot easier to conserve energy and get through.
Well, he's just coming out of the water now, in first position, as we would expect. Ali Day's right there. Ali actually went to grab his ski, and your brother told him, no, it's not a ski leg, it's the swim leg.
Yeah, it sort of happens every now and again, but yeah, that was the plan to try and come out in the front and then just conserve energy out in the water, so he's doing it perfectly now.
He sure is. Back to you guys.
Hayden Quinn on the beach with the reigning champion who's about to hand over the title, quite possibly to his brother Kane Eckstein, as Shannon continues. You can see him far left of screen there, down in the red zone. Who are you worried about, Phil?
In the red zone, Joshua Minogue, again, I said he looked very tired. Wade Kruger, the South African there, he slipped back a couple of places. And we look at the max heart rate, 173 for Corey Jones.
Yeah, that's the change.
Exactly
Race
right.
2, 112 to 1 up about 50 beats. That shows that he's really trying now, and that's the change of pace that's going on in that second race.
Not only that, when you're out in front, it's nerve-wracking. You get out and all of a sudden those guys are coming up behind you, your heart rate goes through the roof.
Well, you remember last round, Wade Kruger ski back shot into poor old Corey Jones, and that was it for the day. So it would be an unbelievable result that wins the day, because he is a real favourite on the Sunshine Coast.
So it showed us a difference between Josh Minogue, who was back, probably needing to pull his jammers a little bit, showing a little bit there, but you see the distance between Joshy Minogue and where Kai Hurst is on the yellow ski, so he's still in that danger zone. He is in the back of the pack. He is third last.
He really is. What happened there was he ran down, he got into the hole, and I think he actually ski in the gutter. Once you get over to the bank, his fins caught, so he's back off. In that time that he's hot back off, the other guys had run past him. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Now this is going to be a tough race. He's going to have to catch up to those guys, which is Mitch Miller and Wade Kruger in front, and try and beat them up the beach to get out of that red zone.
Tell us, because you raced last year, Phil, and you raced well in the top 10. In a race like this for the people at home, there's obviously some advantage being out the front, dominating the pace compared to being back. For you, where would you want to sit if you're one of the top guys?
Oh, most definitely. Up the front, if you could, on anyone's wash. You can see Shannon right there. There's a little V-wash coming just off Corey's wash now. He's getting a free ride. He's doing probably 25% less work than all the other guys.
What does the wash mean? What does that mean?
So as you paddle along the boat, you have a wash on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Now, your goal as a ski paddler is to climb over that wash, sit just in front of it like a normal surfing wave, and that'll give you a good ride all the way through.
Shannon Eckstein, as we talked about, shooting for a 7th title guy. You know him and his brother very well, as do you, Phil. Is there any talk about his future? I even heard a week people were saying he had the ability to...
Professor away from it, thinking about it, trying to work out how he can be the best he can be and be number one.
He pulls out the spreadsheet, Nicole. He's got the Excel document that's got the whole day planned out.
He's an exercise physiologist. He's actually been to university and done his degree, so he's got that backup for when he finishes competing.
Kai Hurst out the back, pulling down a wave. This is going to be the crunch zone. We've got Alex Tibbetts as well. Are they going to be the last 3? I think they are.
Kai just looked across. He did the count, so he knows he's got to run.
He's got one man definitely behind him, 2 men equal with him. Ali Day's done well to recover from that ski. Matty Poole, the big unit out wide, is powering up the beach. Now Kai Hurst, right of screen in the yellow ski, galloping over those waves as best he can. There's 4 men in shot there. These boys are all safely through. Well done to Hugh Doherty. But the race is on behind. Kendrick Louis crosses the line. Josh Minogue, he is done. He's had a wonderful series, though. The man can hold his head high. But on the line, we need to see them coming up. Alex Tibbetts gets across the line. I don't think it looks good for Kai Hurst. I think Kai Hurst, Alex Tibbetts and Josh Minogue could well be in the red zone. And that's a tough finish to Kai, who's coming off that Olympics. He's had a year where he's improved as it's gone on. But Joshy Minogue's across the line, needs to pull his strides up. And Hayden, you're down on the beach.
Right, Howie, I'm actually with Kai. We're just trying to... He's sucking in the big ones. Hursty, unlucky there, mate. Got caught on that ski and you sort of stopped you from there.
Mate, there's no luck involved today. you know, the fittest guys are going to be at the front, and you know, this whole season I felt as if, you know, I can't match it with them. So, and that's clear as day. You know, the proof is in the pudding. And
sounds good, mate. Well,
it's in the pudding.
That's it. All right, Hersey, we're going to go have a chat with Joshy as well. Josh, big race, mate. Tough conditions out there today. Flat racing, hard racing. It's all about fitness.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest things I've ever done, and I only did 2. So these boys are going to be hurting come race 5. It's hot, it's humid, it's flat. So it's going to be a tough day for whoever wins. That's for sure.
Sure is, mate. Well done, and we'll see you next series, hopefully.
Indeed, well done, and congratulations to the athletes speaking to us on the finish line as they cross the finish line. It's remarkable access, and we really appreciate it. Well done to the Seagull. Corey Jones knocks up a win. Shannon Eckstein just tottering along towards number 7. Ali Day put himself back after missing the ski. Kendrick Louis still in with a chance. The big boy, Matty Poole, Christopher Moores, Wesberg, Hugh Doherty, Wade Krieger, the South African, Tommy Trembath, Mitch Miller, the local boy. And sadly, that's the end of Tibbetts. Hurst and Minogue, 3.
I've got to say that he gets more nervous than the athletes that he coaches, so he would be panicking at the moment.
The starter's home.
11 men, 3 races left. Board, swim, ski, under leaden skies at Noosa Heads. Not much surf, plenty of action though, and a big crowd on the beach.
Well, what can we say, Nick? Shannon Eckstein, if he gets through this round, he will be the 7-time Ironman Series champion, because all he needs to do is qualify for race 4, and he'll do that.
Yeah, it will be quite an achievement, but let's just say that he won't be thinking about that, just progressing to the next round. He'll be thinking about going all the way through and trying to win this race. He is just so professional. Corey Jones, that you see on screen there, was the winner of the last race, so this is his selection in terms of the order: board, swim, ski.
I'd be interested in both all your opinions on Matty Poole. He's had a 3rd, a 1st, started the season in great style, then a 9th, a 15th and a 4th Matty Poole. How have you seen his season? Because he's a big, powerful athlete. He has the ability and belief to win, but he hasn't quite put the entire series together.
What it is he works on, I'd like to call it aggression, you know, when the gun goes bang and when you get down there, the harder and the crankier and the more worked up he is in a race, well then the better he's going to go. Right now he's sitting in, he's got the box seat, he's sitting there right on Shannon's hip. Like I was explaining before, the little weight coming off the board. He's just going to try and get a nice free ride around the can, but aggression, I think that's when Matty Poole really does his best job.
What does he need to do to construct an overall series win? You see in the last 3 weeks, they've had to race 3 times. It's not about that day, it's about the next week and the week after, is what I'm beginning to learn about this series.
I don't think it's about constructing. I think we came across some very big, tough, treacherous conditions. Now, what Shannon did different was he made sure that he was in that right spot every time. Now, Matt, unfortunately, with that wave on the ski, you know, he just hesitated a little bit, high on the left-hand side at Surface Paradise, and that's what happened when he crunched his ski in half, you know, and it made the day where Shannon just doesn't do those mistakes.
Hugh Doherty is continuing his progress. Had a win a couple of years ago in Coolum. His first win, it was incredibly exciting. He is spending a lot of time, goes out with, for want of a better term, running steady with Nicole. What do you say these days with Naomi Flood?
They're partners.
He's a very, very popular man, the man from Grafton. He trains down there on the coast.
You know what,
you can see him on the outside there on the blue board.
He was having just a really good season until that shoulder happened, and I think that, you know, he would have been up, I think, in the top 3 or 4. He just was really consistent.
Going steady?
Going steady, wearing a pin. That's from Greece, isn't it?
That sounds so 80s. So 80s.
That was when you were in your heyday. Trevor Hendy, talking about heyday in the 80s. You're on the Red Bull jet ski.
I'm actually blushing at how old you guys sound.
So am I.
Hey guys, a couple of things I want to point out. Shannon Eckstein just paddled onto a wave on his own. Just as Plato said, just sitting there so beautifully. And he'll go in there, a full wave in front. Ali Day paddled from last spot, and he'll probably catch a wave in about 5th spot. He's board paddling so well and has almost gone past Matt Poole. And Matt Poole, I reckon, I just heard you guys talking about him, he certainly races well when he's aggressive, but I've got a little bit of a different take on it. I reckon sometimes he gets a little bit too worked up, but when you get in the big waves and you get too worked up, the waves just punish you back and they push you around. One thing Shannon does, he seems to stay calm in every situation. If you have a look at it, he's now got a wave lead over Corey Jones, and then that's Alex Tibbetts, I think, behind him, is it? Or Kendrick Louis running in behind him. Where's Berg?
Trev, how did he get that wave in front of them? It was only a short gap in the field. Was he just a metre or 2 in front and snagged a wave?
He was a little bit out on the left side, on our left on the way in, so to be your right on the screen. And as Clado said before, he cruises all the way out, then when it goes around the cans, he sets it up, and he just put his head down and took off, and basically chased tiny little runs, turned into a wave on his own. He's the master of it.
Well, Shannon Eckstein's caught that wave, and what that's done, Howie, it means that if he wins this race and qualifies for race 4, that's it. He's created history. He's got 7 titles in the bag, and that is unbelievable.
Why is he so good? We talk frequently about the fact he doesn't make mistakes, but you know him and his brother very well. They're very, very different characters, but to continue to perform at this level, for me, you get to work on a lot of sports. Where does the motivation come from, especially when you've had a small child and you've been there, you've done it, you've seen it, you've won it so many times? It's like Kelly Slater in the World Surf Tour. Where does the motivation come from a fellow like Shannon Eckstein?
It is like Kelly Slater. I think Shannon thinks that he still can be better. I think he still thinks he can improve, and he showed at Coolum when he lost the wave on the ski in the first race and finished 7th. That you know, that wasn't the perfect race for him. He came back and won the next 2, to his credit. But I think he likes the idea of dominating the sport and leaving his mark on it and maybe being the greatest Ironman of all time. And at the moment, with how long he's been around Clado, it'd be hard to argue with what he's doing at the moment that he possibly won't retire as the greatest Ironman of all time.
It's funny, I came through the year of Trevor, and I thought there's no way in the world that someone would come along and do what Trevor had done. I thought there's absolutely no chance whatsoever, yet Shannon's done it. He's a champion.
Shannon Eckstein swimming towards history here at Noosa. 2.5 races to go. Shannon Eckstein leads. He's in grasping distance of a 7th title. He's won it all. He's won world titles. He still wants that Coolangatta Gold crown, but he's in front here in the final round of the Kellogg Magnificent Queensland Sensational Noosa Heads. Nicole, the race is unfolding, and Shannon Eckstein is cruising at this stage to a 7th title.
Certainly looks to be very comfortable as Corey Jones is sitting in behind him. When we've been discussing the longevity of Shannon's career and how he loves racing, loves coming back, he wants to be a better athlete. We see him in the pointy part of it. We see him in 6 rounds in the Kellogg's Nutri series as we see the weather coming in. But there is so much work that goes on behind the scenes prior to this series. Even as much as he's done, he's just working so hard off-season to get here and to be showcasing himself.
He's a wonderful athlete. Christopher Moores, Tommy Trembath and Wes Berg at this stage are in the dangerous position. And you can see the weather coming in. It's nice and cosy in the commentary box. Hayden Quinn, as always, you're out in the elements. It looks like a really big storm on the way that might make a mess of even your hair.
Is that a haircut?
We've lost him.
We've lost him. The weather's pretty bad on the beach. But that storm is coming in, and they said it was going to hit this afternoon. And there's a little bit of wind. Does the wind come up, Trevor? Has it got a little bit windier with the rain?
Well, I think that's the end of the
storm. The storm might have hurt us out there.
We've lost Trev as well.
That's okay. We'll recover from it as we see Shannon Eckstein. Trev, are you out there? Hayden's out there. Hayden, how's your hair, first of all? Howie was very worried.
Nick, the hair's fine. I had a trim the other day, so it's looking good. But as Shannon runs back across that bank, we look out around Noosa Heads, and the rain is coming in. The wind's coming with it. It's getting pretty hairy down here, and I'm going to get very, very wet very, very soon.
Not seeing any electrical activity at this stage, Hayden, which is the main concern?
No, Howie, nothing at all at this stage. It just purely looks like a strong shower. There's not those big electrical clouds, so I think we're looking all good for racing to continue.
I like the way he describes it, strong shower. That's one way of putting what's on the way for Noosa Heads. As Ali Day makes his way up the beach, Kendrick Louis, they're all chasing Shannon Eckstein. These are the boys down in the red zone, so to speak, in the 3rd of 5 races.
We haven't mentioned Mitch Miller today, but Mitch Miller right up the pointy end there. He's sitting in 4th spot and looking good. A short course specialist, someone that came on the scene a couple of years ago as a youngster and very talented, Clado, but today's one of those days with his short course racing that he could do quite well.
He could. Look at that. There's the rain. It's just kicked in. We saw it hit the crowd. Now it's hit the competitors. Now this doesn't change much, but Hugh Doherty's just moved to the left. We'll go out to Trevor and just find out how heavy that rain really is.
Thanks, Clado. It's actually really hard to see out here. Shannon Eckstein, you probably got a shot of him. Those 2 boys have got their forward brow look happening because they're trying to look under their eyebrows. It's really, really strong.
Wow.
A couple of little stories just to tell you. Corey Jones sprinted in that last transition to get onto Shannon's wash in the leg before this. And Ali Day did a tremendous swim. He swam right through the field and towed the rest of the field. So they're all going to start from scratch again at the start of the next race. Don't write Ali Day off. He's looking pretty good.
Well, Trev, Shannon Eckstein, do you think he's going to do a bit of a song and dance? And we see Corey Jones now, his maximum heart rate with the Telstra tracker, 181 beats a minute. That is up there. That is maximum, I would think. But Trev, Shannon Eckstein, do you think he's going to make a bit of a hoo-ha with winning the series coming in? Because he's going to do that if he holds the position he's in right now.
I think he is, mate. The 4 big things you can win in Ironman racing is the Coolangatta Gold, the World Championships, a professional series which takes a lot of consistency, and an Australian Ironman Championship. I know he aimed to win 3 of those this year. So far, it looks like he's going to wrap up 2, and he's got 1 to go in April. And he's an incredible athlete. Let's hope he celebrates. He really deserves to celebrate. I reckon he's had it in his mind this whole race. I've just got to get through in this race and I've won the series. And good on him. He's not only a fantastic athlete, but I reckon the reason he's still doing so good, he's a bloody great bloke as well. Shannon Eckstein's very balanced, incredible human being.
Well, I've got to say, when I retired too, Trev, I thought no one would ever be better than you at Ironman racing, like Clado, and you know, not putting a damper on what you've done, but I'm pretty amazed that Shannon Eckstein can win 7 series. It's a massive effort.
Well, he's going to do it in reasonably tough conditions. This will be testing the crowd on the beach. They'll stick around because this man is as big as you get in this part of the world. He's got a massive following. He was up here with his wife during the week, Belinda, and his little daughter, Ellie, and she's missed the first 6 titles, but she'll see the 7th, Nicole.
Well, it's interesting. I remember speaking to the Eckstein boys, came one last year, but speaking to him, Shannon, about a baby coming and how much harder that would be and how it might change things and what was his thought process. And here is the proof in the pudding. You know, we're at the end of the series and he's doing so well. While Shannon is out the front doing this nicely, I guess the focus being this is the last leg of this particular race, we need to think about the bottom 3 boys.
Well, there you go.
There it is.
He just let someone know that he has won the series. That little fist pump there on the ski, on that wave, has shown that Shannon Eckstein knows that he is this year's series winner. Well done to you, buddy, because you've been on the dice every race. You've had all conditions. It's been thrown at you, and he's come through like a champion.
Well, he has, Leach. He had a first to start the season off in Scarborough Beach. Then he went 3rd in Newcastle as the #1 goes in the air. 1st at Surfers Paradise, 3rd at Coolum. He's come here, people saying he needs to finish 9th. He wants to finish 1st. And there's the brother who's saying, well, I don't know whether he enjoys handing over the title, but he's going to hand it over to his brother. Corey Jones sneaks in for another win, but this man is a phenomenal athlete. He is a freak of this sport. It is a magnificent 7 for Shannon Eckstein, the man that just about walks on water. Hayden Quinn, this is a remarkable performance from a remarkable athlete as the boys charge up the beach.
It sure is, Howie, and I think everyone's going to be shaking Shannon's hand on the way through. There's Ali Day. Shannon, series winner, series number 7. Incredible work, mate.
Yeah, I know. It was, you know, coming in this week, only able to get a 9th, you'd think I'd be feeling pretty good, but enormous amount of pressure. You don't want to choke, and you know, I just tried to go flat out in them first 3 races, get in front. I got a nice little wave there. I was thinking of my dad the whole way, and I think he's crying upstairs. That's where this come from.
Mate, that's beautiful stuff. Well done. I'm sure he's looking down on you. These are his tears right now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking out there. It started raining. I thought, Dad, thanks very much. He'd be so proud. So it's unreal.
The big moment, mate. Well done.
Cheers. Thanks, Aiden.
Shannon Eckstein showing true emotion there. His dad, a champion Ironman of the past in the 80s, and his dad passed away many years ago, and it's just a fantastic effort from Shannon Eckstein, and you don't see emotion from him very often, but he's shown it right there.
Well, Corey Jones sneaks the win. Shannon Eckstein dedicating a 7th title to his father, Ali Day, Kenrick Louis, Matt Poole, Mitch Miller. Stick around, there's still 2 races to go. We need to crown a winner of the day. It's goodbye to Hugh Doherty. It's goodbye to Tommy Trembath. It's goodbye to Wesberg.
Through one of the biggest rain showers I've seen on the beach. You've just been knocked out. Tricky day. It begs a big question, though. Where do you go from here? Is this retirement for Hugh Doherty, or are you, soldiering on?
I don't know, mate, to be honest. I sort of, a couple of months ago, I said, yeah, not gonna go around in the series next year, but I'm not sure at the moment. I think I might have finished in the top 10 after that, so I'll just think about it for a while and make my decision next season when the time comes.
I guess it's a tricky question to ask, especially when you're in the heat of the moment. You know, the passion's there, the love for the sport. You've been around the sport for, since you were 7 years of old down at Yamba. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it has. It's been it's been part of my life since I was about 6 or 7, like you said. And ever since I was a little fellow at Yamba, I always wanted to be in the Ironman series, and I've been in it now for, I'm not sure, maybe 9 or 10 years, and I've had a great time and some great results, and it's a shame to not get to the final race today, but I did the best I could.
I know a lot of people would love to see you back next year, but a lot of people would respect you as well if you hung up the sluggo. So well done, mate.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I guess if I hang up the sluggos, I can spend a bit more time at the Tugan bar with Brad Kent and the Tugan teabags. Thanks.
Well done, mate. Nice work.
Yeah, well, he's a class act, Hugh Doherty, probably the most liked guy on the tour. Was the under-16 Australian Ironman champion in year 12. He moved up to the Gold Coast, and as he said, he's been in the sport in the top end for the last 10 years. He'd like to thank a couple of his sponsors. He's got Cracker and Slipstream. Gold Coast Tape look after him as well as the Kirra Beach Hotel, Howard.
Oh, nice sponsor
One of his
to have.
sponsors.
Board, swim and ski, 8 men left. Mitch Miller missed the start, Phil Clayton.
He slipped over. We had a big downpour there of rain. The ramp running in would have been a little bit slippery, and he's gone for the big step off, and he's just taken a little bit of a slide down. Won't make too much of a difference. He is behind now, but he should be able to jump on their wash.
Well, big thing to know now, Nick, is that we've got 8 competitors, and we go down to...
We lose 2, so we go down to 6 in the final. There was some talk in the commercial break as to whether or not we would only race 1 more race, but we've now confirmed there are 2 more races to go, so we will lose 2 from here and then a final race of 6 Ironman.
Well, Howie, we know 2 years ago here at Noosa we had electrical storms, and we sent the helicopter out to have a look to make sure that it was safe for these guys. And you'll see here the slip now there. Mitch Miller has done that twice now in the last this season, and he won't be happy with himself there.
Trev, as only as it can in Queensland, it seems to have cleared.
It does. Beautiful 1 minute, perfect the next, raining in between. But you might be able to tell me from that replay about Mitch Miller whether he hurt himself, because he looks a little bit ginger while he's paddled along. He's sort of 2 board lengths back. He wasn't that far when he hit the water. Well, he's dropped back. He doesn't look comfortable.
Trev, he hurt himself early in the round, and actually his foot was pretty bad. So I don't know whether he's re-injured that toe, but you'll see here there's a replay. He slid down on his bum down the actual ramp. He looked like he got up all right. He'll just be a bit ginger, but he did have a pretty sore toe, though.
Trev, you've spent a lot of time with Shannon Eckstein. You said you thought he would celebrate. It was an emotional moment. You would have been listening to it out on the Red Bull jet ski. How did it strike you?
Oh, look, it hit me in the heart too, and I was going to say that about Shannon. I think he loves the sport. That's why he's hung around so much. It means so much to him and his family and his dad and his mum and his brother, and you know, they've lived it, and they really give as much as they can to the sport and to their club at Northcliffe. And they came through the Surfers Paradise Club at the start, and Plato and I spent time racing with him and training with him, and he's affected a lot of people over the years in his professionalism and everything he's done. And I'm just so stoked to see him open up like that, because that's what is on the inside of Shannon Eckstein. He does things for the right reason, and that's why I think he's been around so long. And I tell you about the cream rising to the top. It's now sitting there in this race 4 after all this. Shannon sitting just in front of Matt Poole, Corey Jones having a scream of a race, Ali Day right there, and then Kendrick Louis behind that.
Wave, Trev.
And, we can see you, Trev. You're on screen. Oh, you were on screen.
I'm in the background? There you go. Damn, I had a chance to get on TV.
and Trev, the other thing too, from an Eckstein point of view, Billy Eckstein, the dad, was in the first ever professional Ironman race, the Coolangatta Gold, back in 1984, and finished 8th in that race. So he was a great Ironman himself.
Yes, that race that the surprise little blonde kid from Manly named Guy Leach won it. But yeah, incredible, you know, family history. And when Billy passed away, it was really, really tragic. And Shannon's worn his heart on his sleeve about his dad ever since, and it was so beautiful to see him attribute it to his dad. And it's just a really great day for him. I'm so stoked for the whole family.
Great to hear from Trevor Hendy out on the Red Bull jet ski, and there's 4 men on that front wave. Matty Poole's one of them, Ali Day, Corey Jones, who really is impressing everyone on the beach. You're right, Nicole, and Shannon Eckstein, and the boys trailing up. There's 6 to go through, so we'll eliminate 2 men from this field, and these are the boys that are battling away. A couple of fellas you trained, Phil Clayton.
Yeah, Wade Kruger and Chris Moore's doing a great job getting through. We just saw Kendrick Louis there at the back of the group with his green vest on, struggling a little bit compared to what these races are. Here he goes now, running straight past Wade Kruger, working that transition. Getting back to those 2 guys, South Africa and New Zealand, great to see them up in the top 8. It'd be great to see if they could progress through to the last round.
As coach of those 2 lads, Phil, what do they need to do to go to the next level?
Well, it's just train harder. It's old school. There's nothing new about it. You need to put the yards in. The more training and hard work you do, the better you go.
Hayden Quinn, you're doing a great job on the beach today.
Sure am. Oh, thank you, Howie.
Sure am. Pumping himself up, the boy.
Pumping myself up. But what we've got here, they come from near and far, and this is Chris here, guys. Chris is doing very good once again. Is this mum and dad?
And sister.
And sister?
Yep, it's going well.
Oh, it's good to see the support all the way from New Zealand and South Africa, as we see, and I know this goes into New Zealand, so all the fans over there are loving it. And an early day fan.
You're doing a great job on the beach. Sure am.
No, he thought you were going to say you're on the beach, and he was answering you, preempting it.
He's been to the Phil Clayton School of Self-Promotion, I think.
Clayton loves it. Can I say that?
But Clado learned it from Leachy, so it's okay.
Yeah, I'm the king of it. But let me say, Hayden, I reckon this is his best performance on the beach today.
He's been very good.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to also talk about the fact that Dennis Cottrell has been a real integral part of Shannon Eckstein as well. Dennis obviously looks after Courtney Hancock as well in the swimming pool, and has coached many of the great swimmers. So one of the I guess the things that Shannon does so beautifully, apart from his Ironman brain and the hard training, is his technique is just fantastic, and we can see it being showcased just here.
He's actually thrown a spanner in the works at Miami Pool there, because Shannon knows his body so well now. He knows exactly how much training he needs. Now he'll get out halfway through a main set, so now all the young kids think that if the best of the best can do it, they start hopping out.
But they've forgotten about all the kilometres that he's put into his arms for all those years and years and years.
Exactly.
But then Dennis is left to pick up the mess with the young kids, saying, no, you can't do that yet.
I know, it's great to see as we look at the Ducati league indicator there. We're up to the race 4. We've got one race to go after this. They've got a swim leg, and then they finish off on their ski. And we're going to eliminate 2 and then move into the last round.
Now, just on that too, so I reckon race 4, winning race 4 is the most important race other than the last one to win, because if you win this one, you decide the leg you're going to do for the last race, and also what part of the stage that you start on, Howie. And that's a really integral part. So you'll find here that they'll really push to try to win this race to give themselves a good setup in that last race.
As we see Trevor Hendy in the background of shot there. Give us a wave, Trev, so we know where you are. TJ, his son, on the back there. But I just wanted to say about Shannon Eckstein's stroke, as we see the boys, see how much whitewash there is around the other boys. And I know they're in a pack and they're trying to find their catch, which is hard to do when you're in a crowd like that. But if you look at Shannon's stroke and just how smooth it is, and when you're looking for an efficient stroke, you're looking for, not so much splash and not so much white water. So if we can zoom up to Shannon, hopefully with this shot, you can actually just see how smooth he is out in front, how much he's reaching under the water. His hand enters, but then it shoots forward under the water to get his catch in. Look at this. So hard to get around the boys. You get caught by the rope. You're hitting each other.
And you get kicked in the face.
Wow.
And you get dragged back. So that is the part of surf swimming in Ironman racing that you don't always get to see. And I tell you, the worst thing you can have happen in an Ironman race, Nick, which doesn't happen in the pool, is have a pair of swimming goggles on and have someone kick you in your goggles in the face. That hurts.
Believe it or not, I have had it happen at Peter Pub and Williamstown to Port Melbourne. I have raced in open water, Leachy. I've had it happen. It does hurt.
Like Kendrick Louis just dishing out a bit of punishment coming around the boy, and it's still a battle between him and Ali Day, who will take second in the series. So there's still a lot of interest there behind Shannon Eckstein as the boys manage to get on a little wave. Not much surf at Noosa today. Shannon Eckstein drops off at the back of that one, and he's moving up there with Ali Day as well as the boys move their way up the beach. Second tier, we lose 2 from these 8 competitors. 6 left in the final.
Mitch Miller doing well again, isn't he? Mitch Miller's up there leading the way out with Shannon Eckstein there, but 2 are going to miss out at the moment. Chris Moores and Corey Jones sitting back there with Wade Kruger, and that's the 3 that are fighting out for those last 2 spots of missing out.
Corey Jones just dropped into one of those little holes coming up the beach, and he lost about 4 or 5 metres there. So it's Jones and Krieger battling away there. And Chrissy Moores as well, 8 minutes 14 through race 4 on the Ducati clock. So there's a lot of racing for these boys today, and recovery is all important. Only 5 minutes between each race. They hit the final leg in the 4th race, the ski.
Corey Jones has been good all day. I hope he makes the final, because he's been up there really fighting. But at the moment, Shannon Eckstein yet again, he's doing what he does best. And for a lot of athletes that have wrapped up a series, they would probably go, you know what, today's the day, I'm just going to take it easy now and do what I've got to do. But you know what, Shannon Eckstein's not like that. He'll try to win this race and the next one.
You know what, I didn't hear a word you said then, and I mean that with all due respect. I was just lost in the moment of watching Shannon Eckstein and how smooth that was. It was like a masterclass for paddling. It was pretty. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it's so pretty. Everything he does is pretty as the quota.
We've talked about it all year, second gear. He's an exceptional athlete. He's putting it way on display here today.
He's the thoroughbred against Clydesdales, at times, isn't he? Where other athletes look like they're fighting against the water and their stroke, and he just makes it look like poetry, Howie, and he does it so nicely.
Trev, how are you going out there in the water?
Clado, I actually wanted to talk to you because there's a couple of things I saw. One was Mitch Miller. We're talking about how Shannon's affected certain people. He's now training with Shannon Eckstein. He swam right through that field. As he was swimming along, he yelled out twice to me, "It's enough, Trev, it's enough." Like, I'm not sure what he was saying, but he was having a lot of fun. And the only other person who's ever yelled to me in the water is Clado. But then he swam all the way up to equal first with Shannon and also Ali Day. Ali Day looks sensational, obviously Shannon does as well. But Clado, Kendrick Louis came out of the first leg and put his goggles on his head, and while he was doing that, he lost about 5 or 6 metres of the first part of the transition. He has never made that 5 or 6 metres up. You used to be able to do it without a problem. Shannon Eckstein doesn't use goggles. I'm interested to hear what you think about it, because that's been the difference between him sitting in the top 4 and it now being the top 3 and him sitting back there in 4th spot.
As we look now, the head-to-head, we've got Chris Moores at 10.9 kilometres versus 11.9 Corey. These guys are battling it out for the last spot. Going back to that, Trev, you know, the reason we wear goggles is because it makes you stop flicking your head so you can see smoothly, like in the pool, you don't need to shake the head every time. Now, when you do put goggles on, you learn from Day Dodd as a nipper that you put them on straight away, nice and fast, and you don't take time to muck around doing it.
Well, here's the wave that's going to get these 3 individuals into the next round, and that's the last race, and this will be the race of 6. So here's the fight for the last spots. You've got Corey Jones on the inside on the green, Chris Moores, the New Zealander, fighting it out on the other side of the screen, and then back behind him you've got, is it Wade Kruger, sitting back in the last spot in 8th spot. So that's the fight at the moment to get into this last race.
All these men, though, will be looking to qualify for next year's series. The boys in the white started outside the top 10. They hope to sneak into that top 10 and therefore not having to go through the qualifying process around September.
Yeah, and it's been a great day for all these competitors out here. They've fought hard. This is the 4th race of 5 races. They've been going flat out, 15-minute races each time with 5 minutes gap in between. And it's going to be a real doozy fight to the finish.
This is going to be a big sprint here. We're going to have Chris Moore and Corey Jones going for the sprint. So we look out the back as that jet ski comes just to the left of those guys is going to be the big sprint finish for the red zone.
Here they go, the boys moving up now. There's 3 men there. So these 2 men here, only one of them will get through. Looks like Moores and Corey Jones battling his way at the beach. Great shots from above. Corey Jones takes the outside line. Chris Moore sneaks inside, pushes him into the barrier. Gets the job done with a bit of stardom away, son.
There might be a penalty in that, I don't know, but that was tight. Hayden, that was unbelievable finish.
That is one of the best finishes I've seen in Ironman history. Chris Moores is on the ground still. Chris, do you reckon you got him?
I have no idea. Too close to call.
Too close to call, he says, but it's going to have to come down to our judges. That was very, very close. There they are, shaking hands.
Well, it looked to me, we'll see in the replay here, they come out of the water. There's Jones on the right, and there is a shoulder charge coming in to the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain turn.
But who does it?
You're not allowed to cut someone off, so they're holding their ground. Now, Corey Jones, it's tight. It's really hard to pick. It's going to go to the officials.
I think Chrissy Moores, in all honesty, just ran out of room. I think he was on his line, and Corey Jones, in motor racing parlance, just stuck to his line, and he ran out of track.
He never stepped inside, Corey, so I think he'll be right.
So the results, Corey Jones, wow, what a sprint up the beach, sneaks through to the final alongside Kendrick Louis, Mitch Miller, Matty Poole, Shannon Eckstein, Ali Day, all the big boys. Ali Day, haven't spoke much about him. Keep an eye out for him, looking for a first series win. Great sprint up the beach. Chrissy Moores and Wade Krieger, congratulations on your seasons. The final of the Eliminator coming up. Congratulations on that barrel. Massive crowd on the beach. What can you tell us?
There is, well, the rain's gone past now. The guys have been out. They've had a little warm down. The weather here is still quite humid. The guys are still pretty tired. I just walked over and saw Kendrick then. And Kendrick, I said, how are you feeling? He said, I can't wait for this last race to be over. So a couple of the guys pretty tired. It's been 5 races. This is the last one of all 5. So it's going to be great to see who can finish this off and come up with a win. My money's on Shannon Eckstein.
What type of recovery processes between the events? What are you telling your athletes?
First thing you've got to do is get the fluids in there. They're getting the gels and fluids. Right as I went over and saw Kendrick, he was whacking some mixed up gel and fluid in. Get the electrolytes back up. A lot of the guys today have actually been putting the ice jackets on. Once you put those ice jackets on, it cools the core temperature down and makes it nice and cold. So it's going to be a great last race.
Well done, Phil. You got your TV time as requested in your new contract. Now get back up here and
Thanks,
get that
Howie.
ugly mug off and stop scaring the people of Australia. There he is, Phil Clayton.
Showing off his watch sponsorship, the Orologio watch company that looks after the Ironman series. Well done to you guys as well.
In all seriousness, a legend of the sport and a man that competed and gave us many thrills last year because he shows some emotion when he competes, and I think he puts that emotion into his athletes, which is fantastic. And here they are, and the magnificent six, for want of a better term. Matty Poole there, Corey Jones, Mitch Miller in front of a home crowd, Shannon Eckstein, Ali Day. They make their way out. Can Ali Day get a first win? Can Matty Poole get another win this year? Can Shannon Eckstein, who just drops his ski going out there, a little bit messy.
Oh, look at this. That's the first time I've seen him make a mistake off the start. Now, can he fight back from that? He looked a bit disappointed with that start then. It is ski, board and swim for the final race of 5 races. 6 athletes have battled all afternoon to get into this spot. And I'll tell you what, they'll be tired, but Matt Poole at the moment is looking good.
Was that the Mooloolaba boys? If you look at where Shannon Eckstein was, surrounded by the Mooloolaba boys. Trevor Hendy, are you...
Well, we can have a look, Nicole,
We'll have a look
from
first.
Above. Talk us through it.
So he's surrounded by Ali Day and Matt Poole. They're the two in the red. In between the two in the red, we're talking about the top left-hand side, is Shannon Eckstein, white ski, wearing the yellow. Is it a trip by him, or did he get edged out?
No, he trips there, so there he goes. So he hits one of those potholes that have been popped up at low tide. It is 100% his own doing.
I like my story better.
Nicole, sort of the JFK conspiracy theory. Not sure it's going to run with that one. Meanwhile, Kendrick Louis is out in front of Trevor Hendy. There's been a lot of racing, short breaks in between. One last push for these magnificent athletes.
It really is, and Plato will tell you, and Leach will tell you, to make the final 6 of this day, it's such a prestigious sort of feeling. You stand on the line, you go, oh, I'm in the top 6. You know, it's already a victory just to be on the ramp with everybody else, so they'll be stoked. Corey Jones has dropped back a little bit. He looks like he's spent for the day after that big finish before. Now, Kendrick Louis, I thought what a shocking start he got, because then Shannon Eckstein did a better job of it when he nearly pushed his ski across himself, but Kendrick got on the ski and took off. He hasn't looked that fantastic so far, but he's now got 2 ski lengths lead over second place Matt Poole. But I still like the look of Ali Day. I reckon he's sitting, waiting, wishing, hoping,
well,
and
Trev,
a few other things.
Kendrick Louis, we haven't spoke much about him in the first 4 races. Is that because he's just hedged his bets and he's just kept the petrol in the tank for this last race? Because he's come out flying. I agree with you. He threw his ski into the water and it tracked sideways and it didn't look good for him, but he countered that and came back, and it seems like he'd been foxing in those first few races.
Well, certainly he came so fast on the outside on the way out. His stroke rate was really high. Haven't seen that from him so far in any of these races. I also didn't look like he was foxing at all. He looked like he was struggling a fair bit in the early rounds. Ali Day now, Shannon Eckstein joined him on the inside. Those two are going to join Kendrick. Mitch Miller done a great job today. The 4 of them will probably be on this little wave together or on the back of it. They'll probably push over this together.
36-point gap between second place Kendrick Louis and third place Ali Day coming into the day, so they're still battling away for second position behind Shannon Eckstein, and this should be a great opportunity for Ali Day. There's been a lot of talk about the fact he hasn't won a round, he's gone close, he's been unfortunate a couple of times. It'd be a great time for him to break the duck.
Yeah, I'd like to see Ali Day win today. I mean, he's good enough to do that. I mean, Shannon Eckstein's won the series now. Ali's been up there so many times, Clado, and you know, it'd be just great to see him to break through. I mean, Kendrick Louis done it now, and I would love to see Ali Day do it today.
Gee, he flew in that ski leg, didn't he, Shannon Eckstein? I mean, he doesn't make mistakes like that very often. It was a mistake out of his hands. He wouldn't have seen the pothole, but he just absolutely flew.
And you were spot on, Nicole. You said he almost dropped his head as if to say, oh, I can't believe I've done that.
Yeah.
He did look disappointed.
Yeah, he did. And sometimes when that happens in your own head, you spend the next little bit going, holy hell, I've got to try and make up for this. So, you know, he would have been just trying to
He did
make
it though,
amends.
didn't he?
Yeah,
he made
absolutely.
it up. He got himself back into equal first place. And so a man who's so good at what he does, he can make a mistake and still fight back where other competitors can't do that.
I think right now, looking out, Ali's very hungry. Look at him, he's gone out. Again, I speak about it every time. Shannon's, I think his little routine is to make sure he gets the free ride out. There are enough little runners and things that you can chase on the way home. So we'll watch him now. He'll sit on his shoulder. He'll get on that wash. He'll get a free ride out. Look at that. He lays straight down to save the legs. He'll turn that last can and he'll drop the hammer.
The final legs, the swim, Shannon v Ali. Obviously, the rest of the boys still in it. Kendrick Louis hanging on. Who do you like?
I mean, you can throw a blanket across them all. Shannon's won a lot of races, so
any of them really. They're probably the three best swimmers other than Kai Hurst in Ironman racing. So it's a good question to ask, Howie, but there's probably 1 or 2% between all of them. It'll literally come down to just how they feel now.
Trev, I'm curious as to what you're seeing out here. One boy on his belly, now up on his knees, another one looking exceptionally hungry.
Yeah, and sitting right behind him, Kendrick Louis, was laying down, and TJ pointed out to me he doesn't use his legs when he lays down, he keeps them very still. And I reckon Plato would probably agree, that's probably a ploy. Kendrick Louis does have a good 6-speed kick on him, and he'll be looking to bring that into the swim leg, so he'll be saving a little bit. Those three looking pretty hot. Matt Poole certainly doesn't look like he's given up behind. Only needs a little run to catch up. But there you go, Plato. Shannon, as you said, he's picked the inside. He'll pick the inside on that Apex can. I have a funny feeling that Shannon would like Ali Day to win this race. I'm throwing it out there, but I have a funny feeling he'd love to see that happen.
Not as much as himself, though, I'd say. Well, Ali Day, his current speed is 8 kilometres an hour with the Telstra tracker. I'd like to thank Telstra this year for coming on board. They've brought technology to the Ironman sport, and for people at home watching this event, it's been a real insight to show just what these athletes do.
Yeah, the Telstra tracker powered by VX Sport has given us speeds and all sorts of heart rate monitor type material, so it has been an invaluable tool, the Telstra tracker. But this is the race at the front. Ali Day just sucking in the big breaths. He's never won a round. He came second in the series last year to Kane Eckstein. The way things are panning out at the moment, he'll come third behind Shannon Eckstein and Kendrick Louis.
This is what he does. Watch Shannon. This is right where he picks his moment. He sees that runner and he chases it all the way. There he goes, straight to the front. Ali trying to go with him. They're running after every single thing. Once you get down in the little green deep trough, well, then you pick the rating up. Kendrick making a big charge on the inside also. His fight is not over yet either.
Well, there's a little bit of wind's come up in the last couple of races with that storm that came through. It sort of flattened the wind off a bit, but has come back up again. And the boys are chasing those little bumps into the shore. You'll see them pick their pace up. They stop, have a rest when they get on those little bits of chop, and then they go again. And it's a process all the way into the beach. And the whole idea is you try to jump an extra one, Howie, to get in front of the other guy.
Kendrick Louis just having a look at what's going on. Shannon Eckstein was gesturing there, and Ali Day, they've got a swim leg after this, and then what could well be a sprint up the beach. Matty Poole's one runner behind. He's not to be given up on as well, but it's Ali Day, Shannon Eckstein, who knows already he's got that 7th series in the back of those engine jammers, and one further across is Kendrick Louis, a man that did his knee in Perth last year and came into this round as the only man that could beat Shannon Eckstein. Big crowd on hand. Kendrick's getting the goggles on this time. Trev said he lost a bit of time with it last time, but Ali Day puts his foot down in the transition area. The swim to come, 7:24 in on the Ducati race clock.
Well, Matt Poole's come back into it as well. So you'll see behind Kendrick Louis, Matt Poole's in there as well. This is going to come down to one leg to go. It's a swim. It's 4 minutes of pain. Who wants it bad? Who wants it the most? Because they're going to have to go through a lot of discomfort to win this race.
I'll go as far as saying that the three of these guys will work together the whole way back to the beach. I don't think anyone will break apart here, and they'll have a ding-dong sprint finish up the beach like we just saw in the last race.
Ali Day went close a couple of times to winning last year. He came second in the series behind Kane Eckstein. This year, Phil, second in Scarborough, second in Newcastle, third in Portsea, 5th in Surfers, 7th in Coolum for 3rd overall at the moment. He's been wonderfully consistent. He's old man Ross. He's a big supporter for him. By GB, hoping his young bloke can get the job done.
It'd be great to see him get that monkey off his back. It's like the floodgates. Once you get that first win under the belt, it's belief, it's self-belief. Once you get that, life's a lot easier when you go turn up to race.
Well, look at the women's. Alyssa Bull last week got on the podium in 3rd place from a DNF the previous race, and she comes out here at Noosa and wins the day. So Ali Day at the moment, he's charging at the front. Kendrick Louis on the left-hand side of the screen with the green top. He has come up next to Shannon Eckstein. So what he's done is he said, no, I'm not going to sit in behind Shannon. I'm going to have a real go. And why he's on the inside there, on the right-hand side of the screen, Howie, is because he wants the turn, the right-hand turn around the boy. And that's going to give him an inside run on Shannon Eckstein and put Shannon back into 3rd. So at the moment, Kendrick's going to have a crack at Ali Day.
Here comes Pooley.
Makes me sad to say this, but possibly the last time for the season on the Red Bull jet ski, Trevor Hendy.
Well, I tell you, it's hard to hear it because the chopper's right above my head. The excitement's building up. This is just about it. The last leg of the Pro Series for this season, and it comes down to this. fascinating story. Can Ali Day win? Shannon Eckstein has let Kendrick Louis onto Ali Day's feet. He's quite comfortable with his 7th series victory. I'm sure he'll come home and still want to win the race, but he looks pretty comfortable. He's just sitting back on his feet. And Kendrick Louis made all the moves to move up into Ali Day. Ali Day's stroke rate is probably about 10-15% faster than I've seen in any swim league so far. So he's towing the pace along and they're leaving Matt Pearl behind. This is exciting as it can get for flat water. Come on, Ali, can he do it?
Oh, come on, Ali Day, I'm with you. I want to see Ali Day do it. He's in front now. He hasn't put a foot wrong all day. He deserves to win. He's good enough to win. Can he hang on? He's going to turn this last buoy here, and you'll see he's going to make a beeline to the beach.
Here he goes.
Waves will come down to this. Can he get onto that bank and crack a wave?
Ali Day in red, Kendrick Louis in the fluorescent green, Shannon Eckstein already wrapped up his 7th series title in the light green in 3rd position. Ali Day's just got another half a length.
He's flying.
He has, but look at him, watch him. Every 3 strokes, he has a real big look back at the boys. He's still worried to see where the guys are.
There he is, the supporters on the beach. Great to see. Looks like Belinda Eckstein and his young daughter Ellie as well. She could well be a star of the future the way her old man's going. In fact, she might be still watching him compete for his 16th and 17th crown the way he's going, but great to see them on the beach supporting.
Howie, look at Ali Day. So Clado, he's come off the last can. Kendrick Louis not even on his feet. So here we go. You see those little bumps come up. They're going to come into shallower water in a second. Something's going to break. Will it time itself out so Ali can get his hand down one of these waves? Because if he can, he will win his first race ever in the history of his career.
Well, he deserves a break. He's been unlucky time and time again. He's led, he's had issues. He was right on Shannon's hammer in Coolum, and he got a wave right on the bow of his ski.
Here we go.
He's doing everything he can every day. He's having to stop. He's having to wait. He's looking for that wave now.
This is it, Howie. Oh, it's just filled up, so he needs to get his legs going now. This is so exciting. Does he want it bad enough? I reckon he's going to have to run now.
And here they go at the beach. Shannon Eckstein is going to be in 3rd place. Look at Ali Day. He stumbled. He dives. Kendrick Louis not finished. Look at the man, Ali Day. You can see the finish line in front of him. He's never won a round of the series. He's been close so many times. He is lapping it up from the crowd. It is Ali's day at Noosa. A 1st round win for that man. Well done to Kendrick Louis. He'll take 2nd in the series. And across the line, the man stopping to kiss his wife and child, Ellie. This is 7th heaven for Shannon Eckstein. Nicole, Ali's there, Shannon's there, Kendrick's there, you're there. Oh, what a finish.
Well, Ali, what a finish. Finally, last round. Today's yours.
Oh, I'm lost for words. And people say they're lost for words in sport. I'm lost for words now. You know, everyone said this year I couldn't do it. And you know, I just want to prove to myself, and not only me, I need to thank my family, all my sponsors, all my mates at Mooloolaba, my mum and dad, and especially Michael King. He's been the heart and soul of me today, and yeah, Nicole, I can't believe it.
All the way through this series, you've sort of been saying, you know, I'm respectful of Shannon. You know, I want to win, but you know, I'll just, you know, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You know, what was the difference today?
Oh, well, I'm not sure. Like, we got to that 4th race, and I sort of started to hurt the first 3, and then it, without bragging, it sort of plays into my hands, I think, a little bit. And look, I'm ecstatic. Hey, sorry, Nicole, I'm lost for words at the moment. And,
well, on a day where Shannon wins his 7th series title, I mean, he's your hero. I mean, it's a good day for you and for him as well.
Yeah, it is. Like, to see Shannon win his 7th Ironman title today, it's a pretty special thing. And when I have kids one day, hopefully that. He probably wasn't really trying in that last one. He probably let me have that one, so hopefully he didn't. But yeah, huge thanks to everyone out there this year that, you know, sent me messages and you know, kept me going throughout the series.
Well, some other boys that are around here, of course, we went down to the final 6, so if we can wander around just into this final area. Kendrick, congratulations on an amazing year for you as well.
Thanks. It's been, you know, from last year when I was here on crutches, and now it's, you know, I made in that final race and finished 2nd, and you know, like Ali got his day. You know, I was swimming in, I was giving it all I got, and I'm like, you know, I'm going to fight him to the finish, and you know, I just didn't have it in the legs running home. So, you know, he deserved every part of that race, and you know, congrats to him for his, you know, his maiden win. It's awesome.
And whilst we've got Shannon winning his 7th series, I mean, for you young guys, it really gives you a lot of hope going into national championships, but also into another series.
Yeah, I think, Shannon, who wins 7 Ironman Series titles? It's never been done before, 7, and it probably couldn't happen to a better bloke and more deserving guy. So, Shannon, I've looked up to him forever, and, I like going out there and trying to beat him, and, that was my goal. I just wanted to beat the guy, and, to see him come across with that, 7th win, I think I was quite pumped for him, so I was just like, I'm going to go out and give you all I got, mate, this next race, and ended up just in front of him, so I'm extremely happy with that.
Well, congratulations to you. I'm hoping, and I'm not sure, Mark, have we got time to talk to Shannon now, or do you want me to throw back to recap those results?
Keep going, Nicole.
Okay, I'll keep wandering. Well, Shannon, we spoke to you through Hayden after the confirmation of you winning the series, but, you've won 7. 6 of them have not been as a father. You're now the dad of Ali. How does it make you feel winning this one, knowing everything that we know about you? How does it feel this time round?
Yeah, obviously the Exton family is a big surf life-saving tradition, and it means a lot to win another title, especially Kane winning last year. We had Ellie in March, and then I won an Australian title 2 weeks after she was born, and then world titles in November, now in that Kellogg series. So I pretty much haven't lost since she's been born. So yeah, she's a good luck charm.
Well, you've done 7. The boys have been talking in commentary about the potential that you could keep going for another 5 years if you wanted to. A lot of talk about you being the greatest Ironman we've ever had. How much longer do you feel like you've got in you? Do you just keep it going year by year?
Yeah, I think so. The last 2 years I probably thought about retirement a little bit, but this year it hasn't crossed my mind. I'm sort of rejuvenated. Like any job, you're in it for 10, 15 years, you get a little bit over it, but I wouldn't pass this job up for anything else in the world. I've realised that this year, and it's a wonderful Australian tradition being down the beach, surf lifesaving. So I'm enjoying that at the moment, and definitely be here next year.
Well, you influence so many people in surf lifesaving and Australians in general. We're exceptionally proud of you. Well done.
Thanks, Nicole.
Great work by Nicole Livingston, and 3 very, very well-spoken men. Congratulations to Ali Day, Kendrick Louis and Shannon Eckstein for their racing and the way they presented themselves there. And the rest of the field, they'll heard Shannon say, I'll be back next year, and they'll go, I might be a bit flat about that because he is unbelievable. Matty Poole, Corey Jones and Mitch Miller rounding out the top 6. All the presentations, but this is the moment for Ali Day. He searched for this win. His dad, Ross, will be on the beach in tears. Congratulations to the young man from the South Coast. A first win as Shannon Eckstein takes his 7th, that is correct, 7th series title.
Congratulations on a second place overall in the series as well. Great year.
Thanks.
Brought a few of your friends with you.
Yeah, I brought some friends up. They've been supporting me the whole way through this series, and I guess standing here last year, I was on my crutches, and I had my family and my friends here, and my sort of adopted parents, Greg, Larissa Doolan, and my brother Jacko, they took me in, and that's where I lived on the sunny coast, and I honestly couldn't have done it without their support, and my physios, everyone, my coach Kingy, and mum and dad, and my girlfriend, and it's just amazing to be back out here, and my goal this year was to finish top 10 overall and re-qualify, and to be on the podium with these 2 blokes, it's almost a dream come true, and I'm just really looking forward to getting back into it next year too.
We'll let you take your place up on the podium. The 2nd position, well done, Kendrick Louis. Hop up on the podium, you'll get your medal. And we've been waiting for a while for this young man. I know he's been waiting a while as well to have a race win. It's happened here at Noosa. Ali Day, you must feel like the weight of the world's been lifted off your shoulder. What a great day for you.
Yeah, the last 2 years I've raced at Noosa, and I finished last in the final 8, which is still pretty good, but I still, last year it hurt a lot losing a series like that to KNGIS. So yeah, when you hear people say they're lost for words, I really am lost for words, and like Kendrick said before, I've got a huge support crew, all the guys at Mooloolaba, my old club Arilla, everyone that lives down on the South Coast and Wollongong that have come up. There's a few kids here from Arilla that have supported me. All the nippers from Mooloolaba, to my to my mum and dad that let me live the dream every day. To my brother, to my sister, to my physio Anthony, and especially Kingy's been like a father to me up here, and I'm just lost for words. And finally to Shannon Eckstein, everyone, we're racing a legend here, and I said to him I've won 1 race. I think he's won something like 30. So I've got a long way to go. So hats off to Shannon Eckstein, and thanks to everyone for coming out today.
Congratulations to Ali Day. We'll get you to take your place on the centre of the dais to receive your medal and also your trophy. And the trophy. Well done, Ali. Not the last on the dais, though, because, of course, finishing third today, but also winning the overall series, your 7th series win. Congratulations to you, Shannon Eckstein. What a day for you. Tell me what this means. I mean, you've won so many of them. What does today mean?
Yeah, it's you know, this year's been pretty special. I've been 3 wins and 3 thirds from the 6 races, so haven't been off the podium. But coming back from last year, I didn't have a fantastic year. I had 4 operations in the off season. It was a long road back. Just like to thank Q-Scan Radiology Clinics and Back in Motion Physiotherapy for getting me back. Thank all my friends and family for coming up. Thanks Kellogg's Nutri, and also thanks Ducati and all the other series sponsors for supporting such a great Australian traditional sport.
You're such a humble man. Do you understand the reach and the effect that you're having on this amazing community here, the surf lifesaving community, but all the nippers out there, you know, Australians in general, how much we admire you?
Not really. It's it feels like just another number at the moment. And probably when I retire, I'll look back and think of how many years I've been doing this. But you know, it is special to do it after last year, especially after Kane winning, and then to keep the Eckstein name on the trophy on the Grant Ketty medals, pretty pleasing.
Now, you have a few duties right now. You do need to get your 3rd medallion, but the other thing that you've won in winning the series is a Ducati motorbike. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I haven't ridden a motorbike before, but my father-in-law, Big Kev, he's down here somewhere. He's a Harley man, so I think he might have to get on the Ducati.
Okay, we'll let you go and get your medal, but then pop up, then pop back down. We'll give you the key. And there's the key. Well done, Shannon Eckstein.
Shannon Eckstein will be riding off into the sunset in that magnificent Ducati. And another wonderful season completed by that man. As he said, 3 wins, 3 thirds, has been on the podium for all 6 rounds. And Ali Day on top of the podium for the first time in his career in front of a crowd that's battled some tough conditions themselves at Noosa Heads today. The overall series points, Shannon Eckstein takes the 7th crown in front of Kendrick Louis, Ali Day, Matt Poole, a very, very good 4th, Kai Hurst, great to see him, and Wes Berg, the veteran of the field, a wonderful top 6 finish for him. Ali Day takes a first round win, but today really has all been about that man, Shannon Eckstein. He came in with a big job ahead of him today. As per usual, he got the job done. 7 series wins to Shannon Eckstein. Thanks very much for your support throughout the year. We'll see you again soon on Network 10 for the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain Ironman Series.